Look, if I eat any more meat today, I'm going to explode.
Wow, it's amazing. So impressed, lovely. But it rapidly went downhill.
It just stops.
Hello, Angel.
Hello everyone, good morning, it's Sunday morning and welcome back to Serbia once again for episode number 6 of my 2022 Serbia series. Last time we were in Novi Sad, this time we have come to the top tier elite, Zlatibor. Now you've probably heard me mention Zlatibor over the last year or so, referring to the larger district of Zlatibor, but today we are in the actual town and oh my god, I'm surprised. So we're starting off in this very pretty central area of Zlatibor. There's Hotel Zlatibor in front of us. And can you believe it, despite spending literally months living in Užice over the last year, this is the first time I've been here. And it's only like 40 minutes down the road on the bus. So as you could probably gather from the people everywhere at 9:30 on a Sunday morning, Zlatibor is very much a tourist destination, particularly for Serbs. So as we saw in Novi Sad with the ski lift, skiing is a thing in the winter, and also medical and health tourism. So as we saw in Ovčar Banja, wellness centres, spas, you name it. I could probably do with something like that, you know? My body is falling apart. A spa would do me good right about now. But look at this. Yes, we have a ginormous fountain. Well, multiple fountains. Look at it. Right in the centre of town. With people walking along the side of it, going for a stroll, walking their dogs. Maybe they're on holiday, who knows? It makes me laugh sometimes in the comments. Some people are like, oh, there are never any people in your videos. Hello people. Obviously I don't walk around thrusting a camera into people's faces because generally that's frowned upon. By this fountain, as you'd expect, there are a lot of really nice restaurants. They're all quite posh. You can get breakfast, omelettes, pancakes, you've got pizzas, all sorts of stuff. And also that one back there had like Prosciutto Lepinja as well. This is quite nice. I quite like it so far. You know me, right? If you see my previous videos, when it comes to these touristy locations, I'm normally a bit like, ugh. I'd rather eat pig guts than stick my head in lava, because quite often they are a little bit tacky, let's face it. But this is another level. It's a little bit top tier elite, you know, these posh restaurants, the fountains, the hotel. I'm sure there's a lot more to explore. And Zlatibor very much is exactly what I expect Zlatibor to be and what I've come to know it by, you know, in terms of the trees, the greenery, the parks, the almost alpine feel, you know. I'll be curious to see what this looks like in the winter. It must be amazing. I've come down this way away from the fountain. Blue sky still, lovely. There are a lot of, you know, your typical touristy sort of snack places. We've got pancakes, palatjinke, with things like Nutella and stuff. Love them. I'm going to have some food at some point. Maybe not here. Now looking at the prices at these restaurants, it shouldn't come as a shock that they are quite expensive because we are in a touristy area. I mean in comparison with like, you know, Užice or something. There's an Irish pub behind me. Can you believe it? Dobar dan. Ja hoću komplet lepinja sa kamakom I prosciutto.
Sa pršutom?
Da. So I've come away from that slightly more posh area to this place, which is a little bit more affordable. We've got things like pljeskavica, we've got chicken, we've got kobasica, sausage, cevapi as well. But as you heard, I'm having komplet lepinja, but with a difference. This is what we're having. Homemade speciality with prosciutto, prosciutto. Okay, as you can see the prices here, so a regular komplet lepinja in Užice in Blue Moon, for example, is about 180, so that one here is 270. Obviously with the extra meat it's a bit more expensive, but you know, we only live once. And this is brilliant because we've got a little salad bar thing, so you've got, you know, all your usual salads. We've got onions, lettuce, cucumber, tomato, we've got Ernebes, which I will be having obviously. Is that like sour cream as well, mayonnaise? And it's about 10 minutes for my komplet lepinja to be ready, but in the meantime we have pljeskavica cooking on the grill. Okay, it's the moment of truth. It smells so good. OMG to the max. Look at that. Okay, I think I'll be a greedy bitch and have some nebes. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'll just put it on the side of the plate, I think. Obviously, I'm not having any unnecessary garden products, otherwise known as vegetables. They belong in the garden, alright? Okay, it appears the angels themselves from heaven above have sent this gastronomical delight down to go into my large intestine. It just looks amazing, doesn't it? Like, we've got the complet lepinja with the prosciutto, which is poured over afterwards. It's nice and char grilled. We've got prosciutto, as Americans would say. How do you pronounce that? Is it prosciutto in Italian? And egg and kaimak and everything. We've got nebes and mayonnaise. Right, shut up, David. I'm going to eat this. Right. Stop wobbling. Look at the prosciutto dripping off it. Oh my God, where do I start? Bloody Jesus. I am going to have fat coursing through my arteries any second. Just look at it. Look at the egg, you know, and the nebet. What about the prosciutto? Never had this on Lepinja before. It's so good to have proper meat. I often have this on pizzas, you know, pizzas in Serbia. Maybe I'll include that in a future video. Are bloody brilliant. I remember someone told me, they were Italian, they said Serbia is possibly even better than pizzas when it, well, I mean better than in Italy when it comes to pizzas. Don't tell Italians that, but look at this. Yum, that was brilliant. It's been demolished, as per usual. And you know what? I feel like such a classy bitch. Like, I'm standing here in Serbia, eating this, having a fag, outside Meridian betting shop. You can't get any better than this, can you? Posh restaurants. Who needs them? Look, Zlatibor, it's quite nice, isn't it? These little streets away from that central area. People eating ice cream, going for a walk on a Sunday. I'm being a tourist for once in my life. It appears this is the place to get cheese and various meats, including prosciutto. Lovely. Look at all that. Oh, I'm going to sample some. Okay. Okay. Voila. This is really a meat lover's heaven. Oh, honey and stuff is a thing here too. I'm in a car park, and if I eat any more meat today, I'm going to explode. I hope there are no offended Gen Z militant vegans in the comments. Hopefully not. I'm going up on the gold gondola. As I said in the last video, Zlatar, gold. There's the gondola down there. There's a lot of construction going on around here, as you can tell. Clearly there's a lot of investment in Zlatibor in terms of tourism and also apartments and things. Look, there are horses and carriages. Before we get on the gondola, it's a history moment. Let's hope I don't fuck this up. So, Zlatibor originally was called Kulaševac. It was renamed to Kraljeva Voda, King's Water, by Alexander Obrenović, who built a fountain. I don't know if it was that other fountain we saw, I don't know. It was then renamed Partizanski Vode, Partizans Water, to commemorate the people lost in World War II. And interestingly, my Polish grandfather was stationed at a Polish military hospital in Scotland. That's where he met my grandmother and gave birth to my mother. 32 years later, here I am. Anyway, it was then renamed Zlatibor in 1995. It's quite recent, isn't it? Well, at least for an old person like me. I was alive then. Hence, I mean, due to the name of the mountain range in this area. I almost got there, fucked it up at the end a little bit, but, you know, whatever. Gold Gondola. Open 9 to 5, last ride down at 6, FYI. How much is it? Let's have a look. Right, it's daylight robbery, 1,200 dinar, one way. Are you having a giraffe? This better be good. Oh, I'll get in that one. The doors are still open. Brilliant, the doors are shut. Those old people behind are not getting on this one, so I'm in here on my own, meaning I don't have to make awkward conversation with strangers. Oh, it's quite fast. Probably shouldn't stand up. Look, horses. Oh, these are nice houses, aren't they? It just stopped, and now I'm just swinging. This can't be good. It's not just mine, everyone stopped. Thank Christ, it's moving again, slowly. Maybe they just stopped it up the top or something for some reason, I don't know. Just imagine if I was stuck on this
for all eternity. No thanks.
Right, I'm going to get off here and not go up to the top of the mountain because honestly, I can't stand another moment of that. It looks more interesting down here anyway. Come on. Honestly, more than anything, I was just getting a bit claustrophobic. Yes, I have suffered from claustrophobia since I was stuck on a minibus going to the Grand Canyon 17 years ago. Never again. Right, I'm over it. I've decided to stop complaining and remember that I'm in the Zlatibor mountain range. Zlatard, whatever. There's a lake down there which is on like the top million things to do in Zlatibor. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, it's great for some drone shots, you know. It's worth it coming here for that. Look on the bright side. And that windy road down there, do you remember this? Sorry. Yeah, it looks like that. And I'm sure in the winter, you know, it must look great with the snow and people skiing down here and everything. But maybe, you know, it should be a little bit cheaper in the summer, you know, because people aren't skiing. I don't know. Okay, this is where I have to apologise. It's not 1200 one way, it's 1200 both ways. I specifically asked the woman, is it one way? She said yes. This is, like I said in the last video, the language problem. Misunderstanding. So actually, it's not a rip-off. Right, I'm off that gondola of hell to be confronted by a downpour. But I'm not going to let that stop me. We've got one more thing to do, which is a bit more up my street. Right, the rain's letting up a bit. Just so you know, there is a dino park in Zlatibor. I went to one in Kluševac last year. Watch that video if you want to check that out. I'm in the middle of nowhere after climbing up a large hill. There's all these little touristy bits here again, and I think the dino park is down to the left. I need to go left, right, and then I think left again. Meanwhile, that's a nice little restaurant, isn't it? Like kind of out in the open, with little wooden chairs and tables that are kind of matching the little planter things. Anyway, right, I've got to go. Okay, I was wrong again, and you've actually got to go across this bridge. Where we're going is up there. Nature Park. That's where we are, and we're going to a Spomenik. We got horses, and also I'm quite surprised around the fact that there are seemingly lots of people. Like normally it's just me, and then the next person's about 17 miles away. Okay, I've walked 2 kilometres from the centre of Zlatibor to reach the monument of the executed partisans. There's a Serbian flag up there, and there's the monument at the top of this hill. This inscription at the bottom is from a poem. It means, I won't give up this bit of sun in my eyes, I won't give up this bit of bread on my palm. That's quite impressive, isn't it? Yeah, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know these Spomeniks are often in quite secluded areas. So the wounded partisans in 1941 were executed by the Nazis. I'm assuming here, quite often these Spomeniks are built where the executions actually happened, or the burials, for example, that one I just mentioned, or the one in Niš, you know, the one with the fists coming through the ground. That's in a video from a couple of years ago. But I'm a little bit uncomfortable about there being a restaurant here. Like, isn't that taking tourism a little bit too far? Like, is there a level of respect that needs to be in place? It is an incredibly impressive setting, isn't it? Not for what happened here, but for the monument, you know, with these rolling hills in the distance, as we saw in Novi Sad, and we've seen everywhere, you know. The countryside in Serbia is spectacular. Looks quite dramatic, doesn't it, with the flag blowing in the wind, with that storm and the black clouds looming in the distance, with these trees, with the sun poking through, the countryside in the distance, and this obelisk. I love that word. Regardless of the size or shape of these monuments, they're always like an obelisk, you know. That one I mentioned in Niš is really dramatic, that is the word. Look at this, isn't weather amazing? Rain falling in Zlatibor itself. The blackest clouds in history. But over here, you've got the sun hitting the hillsides and blue skies appearing once again. Oh, it's raining. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to have to love you and leave you at this dramatic setting with the Spomenik and the thunder rumbling in the distance because my battery's dying. I bought a power bank from Gigatron the other day, but what a shock, it doesn't work. If anyone works for Gigatron, send me an email, please. So I'll see you back in Užice.
Right people, I'm back home. Hallelujah. I've dried off a little bit now. I got completely drenched walking from that Spomenik back to the bus station. I was dripping as a porn star's fanny. But to be fair, I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I could have either stayed under this shelter thing with the cold and the wind blowing everywhere, or I could have just said fuck it and walked home in the rain. I chose the latter. Regarding Zlatibor, honestly, I feel like this video is the absolute polar opposite of the last one in Novi Sad. When I got to Zlatibor today, I was like, ooh, wow, it's amazing, so impressed, lovely. But it rapidly went downhill, a bit like a skier after going up on that gondola. However, saying that, I did like Zlatibor, and I will stand by what I said earlier in that it is absolutely not tacky tourism. It's first class elite tourism. I really liked that aspect of it. And I think if you are someone who is specifically going to Zlatibor for a holiday, you'll love it. You'll love all the activities you can do. Obviously, I've only shown a very small percentage in this video. You would have saved up specifically for that trip. Therefore, it won't come as a shock for you in terms of how much you're spending. That's not my situation. So just so you know where I'm coming from in this video. As I said also earlier, you have to expect in touristy locations like this to be inflated in terms of price, but there were some occasions where I thought, hang on, this is a bit much. I think sometimes there's a difference between inflated prices and then rip-off. Obviously I was completely wrong about the gondola, but I think that scarred me for life. I hope you liked Zlatibor. Let me know down in the comments all the things you did in Zlatibor if you've been there, because obviously there are 1,000,001 other things you can do. So next time, I think we'll be in Valjevo. Many of you in the comments have recommended it. It better bloody be good. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later. Thank you.